This Sportz Blitz podcast is brought to you by LMG. Grow your business through logo design, paper products, and video production. Visit leemarketing.net to learn more.
Welcome back to Sportz Blitz Live, everybody. Welcome into the Bradbury Medical Center Alabama Blitz. Thanks for being with us. Let's start tonight with a little basketball talk. Some bad news for Alabama. Levi Randolph has hurt his knee. It looks like he'll be out somewhere between 2 and 4 weeks, which means he may miss the start of the season. Alabama opens up their season into November against Oklahoma. I believe that game is November 8th. It'll be played in Dallas, and that's a shame. Levi Randolph, of course, is going to be one of the stars of this team. Hopefully he will be okay. It doesn't sound like it's going to be anything season-ending. It sounds like he will be back, but again, a real shame for an already depleted roster over in Coleman Coliseum. Vinny Sunseri, he was honored today. 2 publications, both ESPN and CBS, named him midseason All-American. It's so funny in a year when you've got T.J. Yeldon, you've got A.J. McCarron, you've got C.J. Mosley, you've got on down the list, Deion Ballou, all the Clinton Dix, who for obvious reasons he's not necessarily on these lists. All those guys, Cyrus Quandro and Vinny Sunseri is the one that makes both of the midseason All-American list. Even C.J. Mosley was second team on the ESPN list, I believe it was, or Sports Illustrated list. Let me correct myself. He was second team on the Sports Illustrated list, which does bring into question the whole list itself because, in my opinion, C.J. Mosley is the best player defensively in America right now. Let's talk about a freshman, A'Shawn Robinson, who had another big game against Kentucky this past week. Let me put some things in perspective for A'Shawn Robinson, the 5-star out of Texas that Alabama signed in last year's class. Marcel Darius, at this stage in his career, I don't believe he had a tackle at all. The other guys, Courtney Upshaw, he had some tackles, a couple for a loss. Jeffrey Pagan, who's another stud on this team, he had a few tackles. I don't think any of them for a loss at this stage in his career. A'Shawn Robinson has 17 tackles, 5 for a loss, including 4 sacks. Those are phenomenal numbers for a true freshman to come in and get on a defense like Alabama's that's so incredibly stacked year in and year out. A'Shawn Robinson, if you've seen him, he looks like a 44-year-old grown man. He is an absolute animal. He is going to be one of those players that, barring injury, in my opinion, he will be at Alabama 3 years and then he's gone to the pros. The Alabama-Tennessee game has been slated to be televised by CBS at 2:30 in the afternoon. And again, it's a really bad week of games. If you're wondering why they want to pick that game, first of all, it's all about the tradition of third Saturday in October. Secondly, the only other option was South Carolina and Missouri. And no offense to South Carolina and Missouri, but they showed that game last year as one of the lowest rated games CBS has had in a while. CBS has figured out to have good ratings. It either needs to be 2 very highly ranked teams, or you need to have Alabama, you need to have Florida, or LSU. That's pretty much what they need to have. They haven't really even jumped on the Johnny Manziel train yet. They did this week, and I'm glad that Auburn actually jumped into the top 25 to make this game even more attractive. But for the most part, they like to have the traditional powers on there, and that's why you see Alabama getting that slot sometimes. I was worried that they would pick the South Carolina-Missouri game, but now with all the injuries at Missouri, it's happened for Alabama to go to the 2:30, the primetime slot for the Crimson Tide. So that's going to do it for the Bradbury Medical Center Alabama Blitz. Hope you're enjoying the show, and stick with us. We'll have more of your calls coming up in just a minute after this break.